For when you have the high chromatic scale.
What
like,
two different signs?
Like for example, so they use this one for the high chromatic, and they also use the, I think it's this one too, or it's the other way.
Yeah, it's the other way.
Depends on what note note is on.
So this one is only on V or what?
That was only on Pa or Ke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that hard chromatic symbol just means that note will be.
So this one goes on Pa, okay, and then the other one's
V. Yeah.
You have this. Oh yeah, you got it. So that's what that means.
Mm-hmm.
All these hard chromatic signs, or I guess it's the two, right?
Oh, I see. So it's only.
Yeah.
Okay, now it makes sense.
It indicates it's Pa or Ke, or you're going to call it Pa or Ke, or feel like Pa or Ke.
Yeah. Yeah. So that one, it's just you have to separate out what are your unique notes, and in diatonic you have more unique notes, but in those other scales you only have certain ways of transitioning. But in diatonic you can pretty much switch on any note, in a certain way. So you get a different symbol for each one. Although they are somewhat interrelated, kind of. Okay, cool. So I think this is all that we'll have for tonight.
All right.
So what we'll do is we'll start out with this. This is Wednesday Vespers coming up. And normally, we haven't done a whole lot of Byzantine for Wednesday, but these I wrote out. And I like them anyway. So the interesting thing here is that we have a second Prokimenon. So this kind of, the Wednesday before Lent, the Wednesday of Cheesefare week, is you're kind of half in, half out. And so the Wednesday and Friday services are Lenten in structure, but the rest of the week is fine.
Even before Lent starts?
Yeah, so because you've given up meat, right?
Yeah.
So you're kind of half in, half out. And but you can eat cheese on Wednesday and Friday. So it's you're kind of fasting, but not in a certain way.
So this is for next Wednesday?
This is for next Wednesday, yes.
Yeah.
And so with that regard, on Wednesday, most of the services are Lenten in nature, and then Wednesday Vespers is kind of almost like a pre-sanctified because you have Old Testament readings and you have two. Now with that, then you have the daily Prokimenon, but then you also have a second Prokimenon because that's what you have during pre-sanctifieds as well.
Lenten Prokimenon.
Yeah, but it's not the...
Yeah, you've got two during the...
Yeah. So you kind of take the regular Vesper structure and make it Lenten in a certain way, and then you end in a different way. So it kind of has this weird flavor to it. And so this is the second Prokimenon. Now, in maybe traditional... I'm not sure in the Byzantine, right, whether you would actually sing it or not.
The Prokimenon?
Yeah, the Prokimenon.
Say it, chant it, or what?
The same, oftentimes with epistles, they just chant the Prokimenon straight. No one repeats it back and forth.
Oh.
If you go the old way, though, they do repeat back and forth the same way the Russians do. Mm-hmm. So then, knowing this, we were like, well, I'll write it out the way that you would do it as if you were going back and forth. So we'll sing that along with the Apostica, and I like just the texts of the hymns as well. So we'll sing through this, and then we'll get something from the printer, and then we'll sing through that, and then we'll get to the other things that I have. Okay. So, and I'll close the door because they do have the meeting upstairs.
They're competing against us.
Yeah. Yeah. So
There's
this.
a couple of doors between us and Alan.
Yeah. Yeah. They shouldn't hear it, but if they come down to use the restroom, I figure it will be kind of weird.
If they hear us, they might be interested.
Might be converted. Converted over.
Students.
This is Plagal 2 from the soft chromatic, and then Plagal 2 ends on Vu, as we've seen time and time again, except at the ending. So, Nes, let Israel hope in the Lord from henceforth and forevermore. And then we'd have, the verse, O Lord, my heart is not exalted, nor are mine eyes become lofty. Let Israel hope in the Lord from henceforth and forevermore. And let's just do the final ending. From henceforth and forevermore. So, straightforward, nothing there. The Byzantines do the Perkimenons in a different way. The Russians have a little bit more of a back and forth. The Byzantines, they would do, let Israel hope in the Lord, you repeat that, you do the verse, then you do the final time. So you kind of you skip, not skip, but you don't have one less.
Forevermore, you don't only sing it at the last time.
Right.
Interesting, so they split it up.
Yeah. And what you might do would be like, let's say, A choir does the Let Israel, B choir does Let Israel, then the verse is done by the canonarch, and then A choir begins Let Israel, B choir finishes it.
Oh, cool.
So, you still do it back and forth in a certain way, but you have one less repetition.
All
right, let's sing the Apostica from tone 3, mode 3, from Ga. And this is by Archimandrite Ephraim Lash, his translations. I think at the time I didn't have any other translation, but he has some cool stuff, and he's all modern English. So, okay. Na na, the springtime of the fast has dawned, and the flower of repentance has sprung up. Therefore, brethren, let us purify ourselves from all defilement, as we sing to the Giver of light. Let us say, glory to you only, lover of humankind. Cool.
Humankind.
Yeah, that's Father from that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Woo.
He's going modern. No, it is a bit awkward to say that because we never say humankind. Like, I never in context, I would never say...
I was reading ahead, so I was expecting humanity to come.
Yeah. So it's a little bit more unique. So let's sing through that one more time since it's pretty short, and since in the actual service, we do it anyway. So, na, the springtime of the fast has dawned, and the flower of repentance has sprung up. Therefore, brethren, let us purify ourselves from all defilement, as we sing to the Giver of light. Let us say, glory to you only, lover of humankind. Cool. And then we had the regular verses that we would normally sing at Vespers, but on weekdays. So, your martyrs, O Lord. Your martyrs, O Lord, supported by faith, confirmed by hope, united in love of your cross, destroy the tyranny of the foe, and having gained their crowns, they intercede with the bodiless powers on behalf of our souls. Cool, and because these are immorologic, the fast ones, we'd probably go even faster in context.
Okay.
Your martyrs, O Lord, supported by faith. So, you can go.
Try doing it fast.
Sure.
All right, fire away.
Na na. Your martyrs? Na na.
No.
Yep.
Down page, yeah.
Na na. Your martyrs, O Lord, supported by faith, confirmed by hope, united in love of your cross, destroy the tyranny of the foe, and having gained their crowns, they intercede with the bodiless powers on behalf of our souls. Kind kind of, so it kind of goes a little bit
Yeah.
I'm not
more
paying
quickly.
attention to this in my peripheral vision.
What? Oh, so it just goes a little bit more quickly. So then you have glory to the Father and to the Son and to the Holy Spirit.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's more.
Both now and ever, and unto the ages of ages. Amen. So what I probably should have done, to make it clear, would be actually read it from Pa. So then you would know that your glory, both now, ends on Pa, and then you start from there. I didn't do that. Maybe I'm wrong, I'm not sure. But then you start on thee, which is from Pa Lady. So from there. Da 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 da. Lady, honored first of saints, praise of the heavenly orders, hymn of it's apostles, not the angels.
Oh, that's why it's the
The
it should
apostles.
still be the apostles.
It'd be the apostles. So,
Alright, what's up?
no, orders. Orders. Hymn of the apostles. Summary of the prophets, except also our supplications.
Sounded like you were saying
So he lost
something.
us.
Yeah, let's do from accept again.
Yeah, so I'm curious if I made some mistakes here. Yeah, I think so. The apostles. I think it should be the There should be a gorgon on the. I'll have to make that correction. Yeah. The hymn of the apostles. Yes, that sounds more correct to me. I'll have to look at the melodies and see if I did that wrong.
So Gorgon over the Condima time?
Yeah, exactly. So everyone else see where that is?
Oh, sorry. So
So
we're
where is
doing here,
Yes.
and I'm doing a Gorgon over the.
Condima. The two little lines.
Okay.
Yeah. So right there, it should be a gorgon.
Thank you, Jeff.
You're quite welcome.
So, and then summary of the prophets, except also. Let's see. So I had to think back as why I did it so long ago. So our supplications.
Yeah, that's fine, but
Yeah, so it's an ending melody, so it's more unique to me though. Yeah, we'll sing it from maybe Hymn of the Apostles. So no.
Sorry, what? Oh, the
Hymn of the Apostles.
him the apostle, right?
Hymn of the Apostles. Summary of the prophets, except also our supplications.
Okay. I mean,
I
that's not
didn't
okay.
quite follow all of the also our part.
Except also our Yeah.
He's doing a little fancy stuff in there too on the.
Okay.
Yeah. So I may actually want to rewrite that glory. I don't like that glory that much.
Oh.
It's not my favorite. I like other things that are right, but that one in particular I don't like.
It's not my favorite.
No, I don't like it. Maybe I'll rewrite it for a week and a half from now. So I've got tons of time.
Sure.
All right,
You
Liv,
got that
you
much time, you should probably be, I don't know,
working on the.
working on the hexagons.
My friend,
It's coming up, you know.
one of my friend in
I think
Pittsburgh.
You still got like 2 or 3 you got left to do.
One of my friends in Pittsburgh, he was like, "Can you rewrite the possible canon for us?" Because
Oh,
most of it is
no!
typeset, so we'll see. Livia, can I implore you to get something from the printer?
Yes.
Awesome.
Haha.
Tell me you got another job now. For all to St.
my-
Mary's,
my
not to.
seventh jump.
What?
For the year, it's my seventh jump.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so, yeah, maybe I'll try and do the Anton's first, because he gave me until Pascha. I thought he'd give me until, Forgiveness Sunday, but he gave me until Pascha.
Oh yeah, because like I thought that was the way you guys work up there, right? You like writing it like while you're.
Yep. During the service.
Yep.
oh no.
So, and now I have a program that I can typeset it, so it gives me less of an excuse.
Was
But
that
I,
he wants you to typeset?
yeah, typeset.
Was it Stefan?
No, it's actually
else?
his cousin.
Oh.
So,
Is his cousin nicer?
He had to be, wouldn't he?
Why?
You met Stefan?
Do I what?
Have you met him?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
That's
I
why
think-
I asked. Is he nicer than Stefan?
I would say he would have to be, wouldn't he?
Isn't it Stefan?
Stefan.
Stefan.
And Stefan, if you're listening,
Stefan's
we
good.
love you.
Stefan.
What?
I don't know that well.
No. Okay, so this is for Meatfare coming up. And the prosomia for Meatfare is having laid up all their hope. Da 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 da. I do that. I do have this text somewhere.
We just do that. I think we did, right?
Yeah, we did. But I have the text for that. So we could probably practice those too. But we'll sing this because this is more complicated, and this one I do like.
Oh, sorry, you said what did you say about the having that up all the rope? That's the.
All the hymns before this. This is the glory.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is the glory.
Yeah.
Is
So.
everybody listening to this?
Hi, Anna, maybe, and maybe I think Veronica.
I kind of forgot that, and I'm like, oh, oops.
I think they can only really hear me from here
Oh, thank
because I have the microphone going directly on me. And the only thing that if Stefan is listening, the only thing he may have heard then is me saying, "Stefan, we love you." So it's all good. We're covering all our liabilities here, and this is why we're also not using last names, so we have no idea which one. You know. No, it was like what is it? The Simpsons when they say like, we'll call her Doris S. No, too obvious. D. Shepian. It's like, and then of course, everyone knows obviously then who. Okay, so when the thrones are placed. So this is modeled after Stanitsas, who is one of the chanters in Thessaloniki, I believe, a good guy. So there's some things that are weird here are because that's how he wrote it. So. Neagie, when the thrones are placed and the books are opened and God sitteth for judgment, Oh, what a fearful sight, as the angels stand in fright, and the river of fire floweth by. What then shall we do, we who have come under condemnation by reason of the multitude of our sins? And as we hear him call the blessed of his Father to his kingdom, and send the sinners to punishment, who will bear that terrible verdict. Wherefore, O Savior and Lord, alone King. Sorry.
Whoa, yeah.
That's my fault. This is Stanitsas. He writes things in a very interesting way. Let's do Alone King. Right before that, Alone King.
Okay.
Alone King of the ages, hasten to us before thee, and with repentance and have mercy upon us. So
I gotta see that before next
before Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah, so I think the reason why it's written this way, besides the fact that I wrote it this way, the reason why his original is written this way is because I believe a lot of these big chanters, they didn't write the hymn, they chanted the hymn. Then somebody who's like a Sanitas fan transcribes the hymn based upon how he sang it.
So this is like with all those little flourishes.
Yeah, it's like based upon how he interpreted it and things like that. So all these pauses where instead of it being a klasma, it actually has a rest. You know, like at the beginning, and God sitteth for joy. Like, so they do that and they put a pause there. And so that tells you how he did it. And I think you would do that anyway. Like if there's a klasma, you could do that. And so they just wrote it exactly how he sang it. So I just took it straight from his thing and then adapted certain sections to it, or made it so that it sounded kind of in the same way that he was doing it. Do it again, or?
Yeah, sure.
Let me actually pick a C maybe. Na when the throne's beginning. Yeah. Okay. When the thrones are placed and the books are opened, and God sitteth for judgment. Oh, what a fearful sight, as the angels stand in fright, and the river of fire floweth by. What then shall we do, we who have come under condemnation by reason of the multitude of our sins? And as we hear him call the blessed of his Father to his kingdom, and send the sinners to punishment, who will bear that terrible verdict. Wherefore, O Savior and lover of mankind, alone King of the ages, hasten to before thee, and with repentance, and have mercy upon us.
Cool. Knock that out of the park on Saturday.
Yeah, we got this. We've already, yeah. So there's a bunch of things that are obviously seem a little bit more interpretive, and sometimes where there's crosses in the middle of it telling you to like kind of pause or cut. And the one thing, if you notice, hopefully, with the rests, it gives a nice place to breathe and also to articulate the T's and D's and things. So I actually enjoy it with that, where you're told ahead of time, cut it here, and those types of things.
Do it like the master did.
Yeah. So it makes it easier because it's already interpreted for you to a certain degree, or it's already like as if we rehearsed it, like telling you to do certain things. Do you want to rehearse any part of that again? I think after seeing it once, it makes it a little bit more straightforward. Cool. Let's move forward. Okay, so then do you want to do another prosomia or look at the canon of the Akathist?
Oh, let's go to the can.
Okay, cool.
Are we doing any of these? Service?
Yeah, I'm hoping to do all of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the one's for next Wednesday, and then this is for this Saturday. The Prosima.
Since we can do certain Byzantine portions for Wednesday, those are really short, and they're already written out, and I may rewrite the one anyway. And then the one for Saturday, we're at that in terms of we're doing the beginning as Byzantine. So, all right, and Jeff, you have cool.
Levy doesn't know how.
I'm getting it. Okay.
Oh, you gave it to me first. Oh.
Oh yeah.
Ladies first.
Yeah.
So nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave you a second.
Ladies and live you.
Levy's Levy. He's a different breed.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll just sing through a bunch of these, maybe just to familiarize ourselves. And do you want to sing through all of them, or just do like maybe a few of each set? Does that seem okay, just to remind ourselves?
Yeah, just remember, because they're
the same pattern,
within
yeah.
Within the ode.
There's a few towards later that we can look at specifically. So, Legatos, I shall open my mouth to chant, and with the Spirit shall I be filled. And words shall I now pour forth unto the Mother and Queen. And I shall be seen in joyous jubilation, acclaiming exultantly all of her wondrous deeds. Next one. O Christ book endowed with life and clearly sealed with the Spirit's grace, on seeing thee, O pure one, the great archangel cried out, and exclaimed, Rejoice, O vessel of rejoicing, through whom our first mother's curse utterly is dispelled. Now I might rewrite that one, I'll let you know if I do. So on seeing thee, O pure one, a friend of mine said, on seeing thee, O pure one, the great. So, like, they were saying that it's accented wrong.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't necessarily disagree, but I don't mind it the way that it is. On seeing thee, O pure one. That seems fine to me. But they were trying to say something more, what I interpreted from them. They didn't tell me what to write. But, on seeing thee, O pure one, to accent pure. On seeing thee, O pure one, the great archangel cried out.
Yeah.
I think it breaks the rhythm a little bit.
But did you go up instead of down?
Yeah, on seeing thee, O pure one.
So you're gonna go up instead of maybe down.
Yeah, to accent pure. On seeing thee, O pure one,
Yeah, sure.
the great archangel
Yeah,
cried
well,
out.
yeah, probably don't want to go down up here.
Makes sense.
Higher up here. Makes sense.
Yeah, so. Okay, let's go to the next set, maybe.
Ode 3.
Ode 3. No. And remember with these, technically if you had two choirs, because of the way that we're skipping Ode 2, because Ode 2 is, in most canons, is non-existent, then you have to switch, it goes A choir, B choir, A choir, B choir, but then now you're out of order for Ode 3.
We
So,
can do me and Patricia as B choir and you and Jeff as A choir.
or we could do like you and me and Jeff and Patricia, or vice versa, or something like that.
Okay.
So it's less disruptive in terms of changing male-female.
Oh,
So
okay.
it depends.
Either way.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what were you saying?
That if you were to do that on some of these, the way that the last troparia of the ode sometimes goes that maybe A choir starts it and B choir finishes.
Oh, so A choir always starts?
No, like A choir starts the odd odes, and B choir starts the even odes.
Okay.
So if you notice that this one, so if you go back to the beginning of this, we'll just talk a little bit about Conan. No, so it'd be A B.
So it's not A and A. So it's A.
So go back to the beginning.
Yeah.
So you have twice,
Okay.
and that's the reason.
Right. So
A B,
Right.
and then A,
Right.
and then B,
Right.
A for the glory, and then B for both now,
Oh.
and then you have ode 3. So A starts again. So that which is good. So then we're back to A, and you have A B for ode 3,
Okay.
and then rejoice is we're back to A,
First one is-
and then O heifer is B,
Mhm.
rejoice is A, the both now is B, but B has to start ode 4.
Oh, I see.
So then the right choir, choir A, finishes.
Oh, that's what it says, right course.
Yeah,
Okay.
so the right choir finishes,
Oh.
and that's partly, you give them a breath,
Yeah, yeah.
but then it also finishes so that they can start. And so that's how these work, and that's why it goes back and forth in that way. So, just FYI. So, ode 3.
I think we should try.
Yeah, I mean, we could.
And then if Leave You shows up, then we can choose her for him.
How do you see?
No, I just said that because we're the regulars.
Legatos, make steadfast. Make steadfast, O holy Theotokos, thou living and never failing spring, all them that form a company, and gather for to praise thy name, and by thy grace divine, O may deem them all worthy of glory's crown. Next one. Rejoice, O thou untilled land that blossomed the year of wheat sacred and divine. A living table art thou made, that held the very bread of life. Rejoice, unfailing wellspring of the living water, O Queen of all. Cool. So this one, just has these slow portions.
Yeah.
Rejoice, unfailing wellspring of the living water, O Queen of all. So you have this whole waterfall, right?
Nice.
Water.
The other thing I was thinking of is, you probably don't get so tired, but I get tired for whatever reason. So that's also another nice thing about. That's
Yeah.
probably why they ended up doing.
Oh, it's
it
beautiful.
required.
It's a beautiful
So you
thing
can
to switch back and
rest,
forth. Yeah, and you can do a vigil much more easily when you have A choir, B choir.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So we can try that, and it's a nice thing because then the other choir can do Isan too. That's what we did in Pittsburgh. Was that A choir did Isan for B choir and vice versa.
Or
So
the C choir can do Isan,
all the time.
which is
C choir.
Yeah.
Sounds like an innovation. I don't know.
So can we
Sounds like
try
some Western
doing
innovation.
it?
I'll stand
Like
in the back and do
we're gonna
Isan.
stand on either side, or
Oh, I don't know if we do that because we want to be near each other for that, especially if we're doing Isan for each other.
Yeah.
So, and in case like something falls apart, I want to be able to like jump in and
We can text each other.
We definitely want to do all the stuff in.
yeah.
Like
So-
text. Like, it's a rule, here's a rule.
Yeah, yeah. So the one thing, the rejoice, radiant mourn, 2 later, and is holy annihilate for the glory. The one that goes slower, and is holy annihilate. It feels a little bit weird, but it's because we're accenting annihilate, and it's holy annihilate. So I don't know how to best phrase that in terms of music, and it's holy annihilate. That just doesn't fit.
It's just
And when
happens
we're
around.
holding on end, so end, because you wouldn't do end it's holy annihilate.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
So there's a lot that you could do, but this is where it's like end it's holy annihilate. So you have
I guess
to
that's just the problem with translating it from Greek to English.
yeah.
wait, and also a problem of accents. Like other languages, you wouldn't have like all these small accents.
Yeah.
You have certain key accents. That's it. But English, we have holy annihilate, and it's like nah, like it's they might say holy annihilate, and annihilate is that thing, and everything else doesn't matter. So this gets into how do you translate it and how do you do all those? Okay, number 4, ode 4, seated in His holy glory. Maybe real quick. So we'll jump ahead for some of these. Seated in His holy glory. Legatos. seated in his holy glory, on the throne of divinity, Jesus God transcendent, cometh on a light cloud as King of all, and he hath saved by his pure and undefiled hand them that cry to him, glory, O Christ, to thy sovereign might. And sometimes I slow down on that, and he has saved by his pure and undefiled hand. Pulling it back a little bit. Not too much, but a little. Let's go further. Being higher than the heavens. That one gets a little fun. Yeah. So, and cry rejoice unto thee, O maid, being higher than the heavens. In thy womb thou didst hold the earth's pillar and foundation, and thou didst not suffer travail, O maid. Rejoice, O seashell, that dippest in thine own pure blood. The blessed purple robe died for the King of all heaven's hosts. Cool. So does that feel okay with being higher than the heavens?
Mm-hmm.
And you might hear people do, including myself, being higher than the heavens are. Because you have that K, being pulled up.
Uh-huh.
So, being higher than the heavens. So, and oftentimes the Zos, I'm trying to pull down the Vus and of course the Zo there too. Mm-hmm. In thy womb thou didst hold the earth. So it's just a low Zo and a low Vu. Cool.
And you pulled the Zo down too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cause, I'm just pulling it to where it kind of should be, but it's just lower than we would expect it to be.
Yeah, it sounds
so,
okay.
Yeah. Da da, but not da da.
Not quite that low.
Yeah, not that low.
Okay.
So, okay, cool. Let's go to Ode 5. Legatos. All creatures were sore amazed at thy divine and great glory made. O pure Virgin, who has not known wedlock, for thou didst hold in thy womb the God of all, and gavest birth to the timeless Son, who doth grant salvation unto all them that acclaim thy name. And again, the unto all them. There's pause that are sharp. Actually, one of the YouTube videos, if you look up online, one of my tutorials, there's this whole discussion on attractions, because someone was curious. They were like, you flattened the Zo, that's wrong. And then we got into a little thing on the comments. So rejoice. Rejoice, O all blameless one, for thou didst bring forth the way of life, saving all mankind from the flood of sin and transgression. Rejoice, O bride of God, thy fame and report inspire all. For in the creation's Lord made his dwelling and place of rest. Cool. Let's do the next one. Just because. Yeah, just because of that. Yeah. And we'll just look at a few other things. Rejoice. Almost a spotless maid. Rejoice, O most spotless maid, thou art our might and our battlement, and blessed sanctuary of God's glory, the death of Hades, and bridal chamber of light. Rejoice, joy of all angelic hosts, and the speedy help of them that entreat thee with faithful hearts. So the next ones, if you look at the end of the next one, you have, though corruption once ruled o'er them.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So that one, and then you have it again, the next one. Things are most clearly told of thee.
Just got little pieces in.
Yeah. So just the sharps and flats there. Go on to Ode 6. So this one's curious, because this one is from Pa. So it's a little bit different. And this is always where these kind of go to tone 1. Or they go to the mode 4 that is kind of sounds like tone 1.
Sounds like.
You know, on this divine and most honored feast. So, and that's where your most holy mother of God is also from that too.
Me and Pa for the
Yeah.
keys tone until we get to the middle areas.
Yep.
Then it kind of kicks back in the regular tone 4.
So in this one, there's some in here throughout this. Just I don't know if I mentioned this to you guys before, but some of these remind me. I don't think it's this one. Remind me of Gilligan's Island. A 3-hour tour. Da 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 dun, dun, dun. So
I'll think of that.
so when we hear it, you'll
No doubt.
you'll see it. I think I ruined that for people in Pittsburgh because they were like, "Why'd you tell me that?" But it's there. So on this divine, legatos, on this divine and most honored feast of God's holy mother, let all of godly mind now celebrate. Come, let us faithful now clap our hands and send up glory unto the God whom she hath borne. And then that would go, most holy mother of God, save us. I rewrote it differently, so most holy mother of God, save us. So it's all connected, and we'll do those later. So from the next one, unstained.
Okay.
O unstained chamber of God the Word, thou art the cause of deification of all men, O spotless one. O echoing of the prophet's words, rejoice, thou blessed adornment of the apostles' choir. Cool. That's another one that I might rewrite eventually. Adornment of the apostles' choir or something. I don't know. I'd have to think of what to do. That actually sounded okay. So maybe I'll write that. Okay, moving on to Ode 7. No created thing. No created thing, but only the Creator would the godly minded use, adore and worship as God. But manfully traveling down threads of fire, they cried out, O supremely praised, and all acclaimed one, blessed art thou, O thou Lord God of our fathers. Cool. Next one. In acclaiming thee, we cry, rejoice, O chariot of the Noetic Son. Rejoice, true vine that didst bear the truly ripe cluster of grapes dripping with the wine that doth gladden all the souls of them that glorify thee most faithfully, O Virgin. Cool. So what they're doing here is they go out hard chromatic the first time. This next time they just have one flat or one sharp. The next one they go into zigos. So you've got little variations on the same thing. And so just changing up how it works. We can just skip over and go to the next one. So Ode 8. 3 guiltless. 3 guiltless youths cast in the furnace were saved by the offspring which the Theotokos bare, then in figure and in type, now in very truth and deed. And he hath gathered all the world which crieth out in chant, ye works of his, O sing the Lord's praises, and exalt him greatly for ages and all ages. Next one, let's see if there's any fancy things. I don't think there are. So let's just go to number 2 in that set. Thy womb, Thy womb hath received the word and master. Thou heldest within thee him who doth sustain all things. With thy milk, O most pure maid, thou dost feed and nourish him, who by a nod doth nourish all the world. To him we chant, ye works of his, O sing the Lord's praises, and exalt him greatly for ages and all ages. Cool. And if I were chanting this by myself, of course, I'd probably stop at a lot more of these crosses and take a lot more time at the klasmas to give myself time to breathe and to pause and to swallow. Let's go to Ode 9. So this one, the end of these, as they cry out. And you could do as they cry out. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of feel, depends how you're feeling. I might flatten it, but we'll see what I do. That just takes a little bit more time there. It's not slow, but it is a little bit, more stately. So, legatos. Let every earth-born man upleap in the spirit and now hold his torch on high, and let all the bodiless noetic host now celebrate joyously the Theotokos, his sublime and sacred festival, as they cry out, rejoice, O thou blessed one, ever virgin and pure mother of our God. Cool. Let's skip over that next one. Let's go to In the House of God. I think number 4 is it? So instead of going, thou hast proved to be, we go in the house of God. So it's a little bit different. So in the house of God, let all stand with reverence, and let us all cry out, rejoice, august Queen of the world. Rejoice, O Mary, sovereign Lady of us all. Rejoice, for thou alone, O Maid, art good and free of stain among women. Rejoice, O vessel that received the unfailing pure myrrh that was poured on thee.
That's funny.
The what?
There's a different rhythm that I recall us doing at Holy Tea. So, did you hear me doing it?
I don't know. No.
So, there's one part that it goes da 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 instead of the usual. It's like I don't know, slow down.
Which part? So,
Bum, 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 bum. Something. I don't
in
know.
the house of God,
Where are we?
let all stand with reverence, and let us all cry out, rejoice, august Queen of the world. Rejoice, O Mary, sovereign Lady of us all. Rejoice, for thou alone, O Maid, art good and free of stain among women. Rejoice, O vessel that
That's
received.
where we do it. That.
Rejoice, O vessel that received.
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
Okay, I wouldn't do that myself right here.
I just recall that's how we did it.
Yeah.
We
Rejoice, O vessel that received
I don't
the
know why.
unfailing pure myrrh that was
Well, not
poured
the
on the.
whole
Oh, but you could
that
do.
part.
Just that one phrase?
Just
Oh.
that one part.
Interesting.
It's like it slows it down and then you go back into there.
Huh.
Oh, so not triple the entire way.
Oh, yeah, okay,
Rejoice,
that
O
was-
vessel
it's like a
that
triplet.
received. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely slow down on some of those. That seems perfectly fine. I wouldn't do a triplet rhythm, but unless it says "Rejoice, O dancer" or something like. But I think that would be something where that'd be a little bit too much.
Maybe that's why they do it, because it's like, rejoice, O vessel that received the unfading.
Yeah. With this one, I just keep it in rhythm. I might slow it down a tiny bit, but Rejoice, O vessel that received. Let's see. I think that's pretty good, except for just at the end, you slow down just to be like, we're done, you know. And then you go into to thee, the champion leader, you know. But you don't finish it because it's not the priest's turn, so you do then.
Oh, right, yeah.
So, cool.
All right.
So in the final few minutes, so the one thing, there's a recording up online of this, so if anyone, you know, wants to listen to it, you know, it's there.
Yeah.
I think we were doing pretty well in the past, except I think at some point there's a lot of words.
Yes.
You know, so
I think it would be good for us doing A and B choir to just go over and over this.
To go over.
Whoever, if we want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Not you, obviously, since you know what you're doing. I know for me, I
Yeah.
would be going over it, so in advance. So.
Yeah. Well, that's why you guys get the music, and then there's the recording online. And if we want to actually practice doing that, we can.
Yeah, that'd
You
be
know.
great.
So long as there's like, as long as each choir has someone confident enough to keep going,
Yeah.
and that it's not like, because I've been at places where it's like, you guys go next, and then they go next, and they're like, oh Christ book, endowed with life, and it's like, nope, no, not doing that. And then we jumped back in, and we thought they were better than they were, and they weren't. So as long as it's not slow like that, yeah, but we can try. Yeah. So what I wanted to do is introduce this then in a few minutes, and we can also look at O Strange Wonder too. This one's fun. So what shall we call thee? What shall we? And there's a few different versions of this. So this one, it repeats a lot, so you'll notice that a lot of the things are the same phrase, or like slight variants on the same phrase. So let's just sing through it. Neagie. What shall we now call you, O saints of God? Holy cherubim, for Christ doth rest upon you at all times. Six-winged seraphim, in that ye glorified him without cease. Pure angels, for ye showed your bodies not but scorn. And powers, for ye work through wondrous miracles. Your names are diverse and manifold, but greater still are your gifts of grace. O intercede with the Savior, that our souls be saved. Cool. Yeah. So if you notice, what shall we now call you, O saints of God? The next two phrases are pretty similar. Holy cherubim, for Christ doth rest upon you at all times, except the next one has a pause. Six-winged seraphim, in that ye glorified him without cease. And the next two phrases are exactly the same. Pure angels, for ye showed your bodies not but scorn. And powers, for ye work through wondrous miracles. And then you have a little bit, two phrases that are pretty similar. Your names are diverse and manifold, but greater still are your gifts of grace. So it's the second of the two phrases that has a hold in both of those.
Oh, divers. Are they missing an E?
Nope.
Divers is a word.
It
Yeah.
looks like divers, like somebody who dives.
It just means varied. It's another
but
word.
Isn't that diverse with an E?
It's a different word. So adjective, of varying types, several, in diverse places.
Without an E?
Yeah, so diverse is showing a great deal of variety.
Oh.
Very different.
I thought it was diverse.
But diverse is varying types.
I thought
Several.
it was like diver from to dive. I was like,
Yeah, me too. Your names are
Many divers.
Well, then you both learned something today, haven't you?
Well, I kind of knew what it was saying, but
But you thought it was
Never-
a typo.
exactly. I thought it was a typo.
It's not.
How is it different again? Exactly.
So varying types, several, is divers, the word that we have here.
And you say it divers,
Divers.
like divers.
You
You
say it
don't
just
say
like-
it.
That's
Yeah,
sounds
just like
weird.
divers.
Huh.
Yeah, it's archaic or literary. But then diverse is showing a great deal of variety, very different. So, like, let's say if their names were, like, all over the map. Like, they're a great soldier, and they're, like, an angel in the flesh, and they're this random things. But what Divers is saying, like, there's many different types of names that they can go by. You know, it's like cherubim, seraphim, this, like, angel in the flesh, wonder worker, all these things. So it's not necessarily that they're,
Interesting.
some, I don't know. Yeah. So, but they are very similar. Like, and we wouldn't necessarily use divers in everyday language. So let's
You're
think
so diverse.
Things that don't die at all.
so
Like water.
let's sing through it one more time.
I've driven before.
So
I've
what shall we now call you, O saints of God? Holy cherubim, for Christ doth rest upon you at all times. 6-winged seraphim, in that ye glorified him without cease. Pure angels, for ye showed your bodies not but scorn, and powers, for ye work through wondrous miracles. Your names are divers and manifold, but greater still are your gifts of grace. O intercede with the Savior that our souls be saved. It's a very fun one to sing. I like it a lot. It's not used as often. We won't go through this right now because we don't have time. But here's some texts to practice with. So,
So we'll do it with left and right choir.
so yeah, so we actually ended on time. This is craziness. Look at that.